What's up, guys? It's Canadian. We're doing another Zarya VOD review for Season 9. I think this VOD is... Oh, by the way, the title is wrong. Submitter Kaden, you know better than that. I think the VOD is from Season 9 or Season 8. Can't remember now. They'll tell me in chat. But this is a gold game playing Zarya on Oasis. We're going to be looking at positioning, target selection, ability usage, reloading issues, all that jazz. This is the first VOD review, or Zarya VOD review in a while. We did a couple last week, but we're still getting in the swing of things. So let's do our best to help this player improve and maybe learn something. It's because it's the live version? Gotcha. That's my bad. No, she had the right title. But anyway, let's get into it. So, also for context, 50% in, the enemy point has been taken, and then we switched to Zarya. So I skipped the first part down here because it was just Winston play, so we are looking at the Zarya play. So early on, really easy bubbles to get some free charge from the Junkrat spam. It's Season 8, the one that just ended. The title was the right on the unlisted version. I know, that's my bad. That's my fault. I baited you. That's my fault. Give you a different link because you're having trouble. Yep, I take full responsibility. Kaden is a great honor buddy, great submitter. Nobody blame her. It's my fault. I like the aggression here, right? Fighting the junk, he shoots at you, shield comes out. Let me go back and look at your projected barrier. This is a bit of a poke phase barrier. Plus 2 people just died, so you really aren't reasonably gonna go in. So you can get away with this because you can kind of expect your team to just hold back here. So poke phase barrier makes sense. Like I was saying, this projected barrier on the side is good. Junkrat is... He shot at you, but he's bad and he just straight up missed. But I like the aggression in terms of once your barrier is gone, and you know you're down 1 actually. You're not going in. You're not over, like, this Junkrat is definitely very killable, and lots of Zaryas would push this, and it's really kind of a toss up then. If you live and get him, you don't live and don't get him, or you, yeah, those are really the two, or you get him and you don't live, like you trade. So I like that you take the safe option. You can never really go wrong with the safe option. Certainly, you're really close to getting him though, for sure. What's up, Ravage? How's it going? And this time when you're engaging without shield, you have support. You have McCree. You have Mercy. So that's why this you know, kind of soft engage is different than the one I was just mentioning. Again, good shields. Oh, that was a rip. That person died like so fast. You didn't even have a chance. That's not even your fault. You tried to. It bubbled. You didn't necessarily try to. Well, sorry. Let me rephrase that. This guy died too fast. So then you looked at the situation. You saw D.Va was on your soldier and you bubbled soldier. So again, your bubbles in these like first, I don't know, 30 seconds have been very good. Target selections on point. Oh, that's a feels bad. Literally out of the corner, this dude from downtown. Aw, rip. It was going so well. Oh, we got a 6 stack here. Ayo. Yeah, they're gonna get that one. I hope that wasn't copyright. It's probably not because you upload to YouTube, so. Alright. This map is definitely, on Oasis, is much better for Zarya Rein, because last one was City Center, which has like that high ground, it has the jump pad. It's a really big point, so Reinhardt like can get flanked really easily on that super big point. But this one's a lot better because there's, you know, a couple main chokes. You know, Rein Zarya should stay away from the high ground on this side, but this should go much better for your team. Patience with the bubbles. You probably could have eaten that fire strike, but you were out of position, well, not out of position. You were not in a position to catch it. So even though you didn't, it's no big deal. You didn't waste your bubble trying to catch something you couldn't.
Ryan's on point.
It's my friend's music. Gotcha. Ooh, how did your Ryan get over there? What? Oh, he must have got Farah booped. That's insane.
Ryan's on point.
Let's look at your personal shield here. I think you were just like a hair too early with this personal shield. Just a hair. Probably could have held that one. I like that one though. That's a good one.
Ryan.
And the target focus to follow up on your Reinhardt pin. Always good to do as Zarya, right? Reinhardt pin does a lot of damage, but against tanks it doesn't kill them. So it's an easy follow up for Zarya if you kind of like, if your Reinhardt charges in, you as Zarya are right here, you know, in laser beam range of whoever he hits once they impact a wall. So that's always a good play as Zarya.
Ryan. It's okay.
Oh, I saw the Mercy on the side, and I was like, I wonder if she's actually gonna get that. Your whole team kind of missed the ball here. Definitely, they should have called this out. Uh, Even with Mercy now, like this is the end of season 8, so I believe Mercy's been nerfed. But even so, you should still guard bodies because Mercy's want to go to the body. So if your team has a presence here, Mercy is not going to get this res, or it's just a free kill if she does go in. So definitely just kind of a team thing there.
Don't let the Mercy. Oh, Mercy, right.
Also, there was nothing you could do to help your Ryan.
Ryan.
He got. Oh, he got knocked down, actually. I thought he was over there
Okay,
to the
okay.
side. Never mind.
Don't let the Mercy. Oh, Mercy res.
Oh, someone did say it. I think someone said don't let Mercy res, but you have to be a little more preemptive to stop her from resurrecting. Oh, you tried to bubble your Mercy there? Oh, so close.
Ryan off side.
Oh, this dude literally just marched into your team. That's a feels bad. Yeah, the bubble was the right idea. It just went on the person behind her. That's unfortunate. Because if Mercy got bubbled and Mercy's healing McCree, right, then Reinhardt can't kill them. I'm pretty sure because the healing from Mercy would stop, would be enough to out, or not necessarily out heal, because I think Reinhardt's like 75 damage a second and Mercy's healing is 60, so it would be close. But since Mercy dies first, oh, actually, you're right. The Reinhardt had Fire Strike too, so that actually just invalidates it. But whoever the second person is what I mean. Whoever that second person is, looks like Soldier.
Get the Ryan off.
Mercy could have kept up that other person, etc. But that's unfortunate. Oh my god, that was loud. I am so sorry. I will turn that down. Wasagi with the 5-month resub. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the Auto Buddies, dude. Boom. Let's get some hearts in the chat for our Auto Buddies. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for supporting the stream. So by the way, target selection so far has been on point. You've been on D.Va, you've been on the Reinhardt consistently. You're not wasting time with the Pharah. So really good target selection. And you had one bad personal shield so far, and I haven't seen any reload issues. And this bubble, this is like really a fight's over, just whatever, give me some energy bubble. So you're not going to get punished for it. But remember, if you are going to go for bubbles like this, like the fight is 1 barriers or the fight is over barriers, you still want to make sure you block damage with them so you're still getting value out of it. So like, yes, you're not going to get punished for this shield, but you still want the shield to give you energy, right? So I don't think we got any from it. Yeah, 68, 67. Like, if you had waited a second, you walk forward, you see that these two are fighting. Like, this is the fight was over barrier. It did make me jump. I was like, whoa, it was super loud. I think actually I turned up my audio from playing video games last night. Oh, that's a feels bad. You used bubble before and then Soldier died. So they did actually punish you for that. That's really good capitalization by Pharah Junkrat. And maybe like your Reinhardt, if we go back right here, your Reinhardt needed to step forward and cover the Soldier's retreat. He's backing up. I mean, at the same time, this is not just on your Reinhardt. Like, you misplayed a bit here, your Ryan misplayed, but your Soldier's doing the main misplay. He's not retreating. He should have gone through the door here and fell back. Because the fight's over, you guys lost 2. You lost McCree, Mercy, and Moira. So you guys are down 3. So this fight's over. So he should have either retreated this way, or your Ryan should have said, "Get behind me," or you could have had a better bubble. Maybe you could have body blocked with your personal shield. Like a couple different things could have happened here to just not stagger the Soldier. Like right here, this rocket right here, it was like, oh, she's on him. You had a personal shield. You could have attempted. I'm not saying you could have succeeded, but attempted to run in and body block for him with that shield. I think you considered it, but like it was like a split second too late. So I'm good job though. Still, you're still thinking about it. So it's always good to be thinking of these things, guys. Even if you're not executing on them, as long as your head's in the right place, the execution will come afterwards. So don't beat if you're watching this and you make mistakes in games, which we all do, by the way. Don't beat yourself too much for your mistakes. Just commit to being better in the future. Ryan was hurt. He was hurt, but he has a big shield though, right? He's got this big old shield, and Junkrat is not gonna get through the shield. Like his shield's very healthy. He does have a good health shield, yeah. I'm surprised that hooked you because I heard the personal shield off. You can even see the aura on the shield. Like, look at the corners, guys. Look at the aura. The aura's on the shield, so I'm surprised this hooked you. But for some reason, this Roadhog still gives you the energy, so that actually really worked out for you. You and your Reinhardt are making the right play here to get the heck out of dodge. You got your energy and you got out. By the way, kudos to your Mercy here, not overflying past her target. So many Mercies will Guardian Angel to someone, and they have it on like toggle or whatever, and so they don't cancel it soon enough, and they slingshot past you. And like some Mercies, when they do this, they would fly past you into the enemy team and die. So just good job, like good job to your Mercy to cut her Guardian Angel short. They are just giving you spam like it's candy on Halloween. I'm trying. Where is this other bubble? Oh, that one was. This one was whatever. Right here though, definitely. Oh no, 2 seconds. One. All right. So now I think in your head you're looking for another opportunity to get some charge because you've got personal shield. And you've got a lot of distance to cover. So this is like the definition of the poke phase. You have all this distance to get to the point, you've got personal shield, and you're at 60 energy, right? You're literally at the exact specifications of poke phase. One barrier puts you at 100 energy, you'll have that one back, you'll have projected barrier available. This is the poke phase if there was ever such a thing. If there was ever an example of a poke phase, this is it. You're looking. So you see this junk, you just need to be tracking his grenades a little bit, right? They're trying to spam down Ryan shield, so you need to stand either, like, the mistake that I've been making lately is I'm standing in line with my Ryan, so if Reinhardt's here, I'm standing next to him, so I haven't been standing, like, with his shield or whatever, and it's hard, like, when you're both looking the same direction, it's hard to see Reinhardt's, like, health. You have to keep, like, looking over, so it's really better, Zarya, to stand, like, slightly behind Ryan, just close enough so you can run through his shield and get damage, but not so close that you need to constantly like swivel to your left and right to see his HP.
Go to the left, they're rotating.
So like right here, there was all this spam you could have had, but since you're getting ahead of your main tank, you're missing out on that spam.
Right. I pull us.
Okay, you so because of your positioning here, you were forced to do this bubble. Right, if you had been pushing in behind your Reinhardt, like let's say your Reinhardt's in front of you here, he can kind of engage. You can play from safety behind a shield. If he starts to get damaged, you've got the barrier, etc. So when you're playing this far forward, like a good Roadhog, this is what a good Roadhog would do. He would right-click your barrier. He would alternate fire your barrier. Your barrier instantly gets destroyed, and then he's gonna hook you into his team, and then you're gonna die. Right? That's how this play from Zarya gets punished. Not all the time, but it does get punished a lot. So you have to be very careful, especially versus a Junkrat, right? If you do this, even Junkrat can just blow up your shields, and then Roadhog will hook you. So you have to be very careful playing against high burst damage to be so far ahead of your team. Like right now, your shield is gone now, but thankfully, like look at all your Moira is fading in. Your Moira is using her mobility cooldown. I think she did take damage, but I think she's fading in just to heal you. And look at the space between you and Ryan, right? This whole space right now, you can get killed, Moira can get killed, etc. Interesting that you would bubble your Reinhardt over your Moira here. I mean, Moira, I guess, did disappear off the screen really quickly, so I take that back, because you didn't actually see her HP. This is a bit of a greedy barrier, too, I would say. Just a little bit, because, like, his shield is weak, don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty sure Hog Hook is down. I think he just used it. Yeah, see, Roadhog just used hook, so you can kind of hold the barrier a little longer. You can really wait for him to engage. Was that your Rhine that charged or their Rhine? I think it was their Rhine that charged. So I'm kind of expecting your Rhine to make a charge play here, and I hope that he doesn't die because you don't have barrier. Because you were at 80 energy, and so you only got 20 energy from this barrier. Oh, that's your okay. Your Rhine charge. Never mind.
Range 1, range.
Good follow up though. Really, really good target selection. You're consistently following up on those Rhine pins, which is just like easy kills.
I'm trapped. Range 1.
Wait, how did Mercy get in there? What? How did Mercy? Did she do the overshoot thing like I was saying before? I have no idea how your Mercy got in there.
Range 1, range 1.
That's a feels bad.
I'm trapped. Our tie's down.
I think you had to do that bubble because you were at like 200. Yeah, you were at like 250, so this bubble makes sense. Ooh, nice fadeaway
Still have
kill.
numbers.
Oh, what? Look at this Mercy. See, we were talking about this, right? You guard those bodies. Mercy's either gonna fly in and die, or she'll never get the res. There's no way. No way.
There's no one to rush. You ran away. Just go.
No. I can't decide if you should chase her or not.
Point.
All right, she's gonna die. All right.
There we go.
I think the ultimates from your team were a bit questionable. So let's track numbers advantages, all right? So since this is a 6-stack, I'm kind of putting more emphasis on the team play. Let's see here. So
Range 1, range 1.
one down, so it's 5 versus 5.
Our tie's down.
Great fadeaway kill. I don't know how that got the kill, but I like it. So it's a 5 versus 4.
We still have numbers.
Ooh, you still have numbers. Good awareness to keep track of that in this fight. All right, so 5 versus 4, Coalescence comes out. All right, that's fine. That makes sense.
There's no
5 versus 3, you stop alting, right? You don't need to alt anymore. You guys are +2. You don't need to alt anymore. So we
Corner
see
right,
the tag
corner.
visor is
go
probably
through, go to point.
not a great alt here.
She's dead. There we go.
Ooh, you almost blocked it. I saw it in your head. I feel like you pressed the key right as it happened. You were bubbling Ryan here because he's charging. He kind of baited you because he didn't actually go anywhere. But as Zarya's, we're like conditioned. Whenever you hear your Ryan yelling that charge sound, you just like you bubble him. So let's see. Let's watch this. Maybe I really want to give you the benefit of the doubt, saying you pressed it, but it did not actually turn orange. So. Also, don't be like this Reinhardt, guys. He came back into a 5 versus 2, so he made it 5 versus 3. And then he used Earth Shatter. And so then, let's see, one of you guys died. So then it's a 4 versus 3. I don't know. Still, this is just a really bad Earth Shatter. Don't be like that guy.
Focus the hog down. Focus
Man,
the
the
hog.
target selection is on point. You were just constantly all over these tanks, melting them. That bubble we see there is like a fight is one bubble, so it's fine.
Lucio. Lucio.
It's on cooldown? No, it wasn't. It's on cooldown after, right? She uses the bubble after. Right? See? She didn't block the shatter. She tried,
Hog
but
down, focus-
Can't res her. Got you.
alright, the red team is kind of staggering here. Like, you are in a great position right here. The main thing is you have to, if you want to kill this Junkrat, you have to make it through this door, because Junkrats love, like, chokes. So with this bubble, you really, if you want, like I said, you can either be aggressive here, or you can be defensive. So you have so much energy, you can push in and just really like 2-tap him with like 2 grenades or some laser, but the trouble is he can also kill you like in an insane amount of time because it's Junkrat. Alright, so we go for the defensive play, which like I said, that you can never really go wrong with a defensive play.
I have
Remember, when you're using these poke-based barriers, you still want to get energy from them, so make sure... Oh, actually, I take it back. You do see the Pharah rocket coming in, which prompts the bubble, but I think Pharah just missed, so that's unlucky. Or am I blind and you got energy? I'm blind. You got energy from it, look, 52 to 82. I'm blind, guys. Good bubble. Good poke phase barrier.
I have grab. If I see Mercy, I'm grabbing.
Ooh, like it. Look at the communication. I'm telling my team I'm gonna grab. I'm telling them exactly who I'm looking for. I like that a lot. Because then your team knows. Your team's like, grab, 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 grab. You're like, Mercy's not there, so I'm not gonna grab. Like, everyone's kind of on the same page. Really like the comms.
Ryan.
Yeah, so we had the poke phase barrier. But like I said, like you're so close to having it back. That's why utilizing the poke phase is so important because like even though your Rhine does get charged, a follow-up barrier here like would prevent him from dying.
Ryan.
I really wait. Oh, you still don't have it. You're really close. And then you looked over and considered it, and then you didn't. So really good discipline there. Ooh, I like that one. Again, when you hear your Rhine charge, you bubble. It's a very common thing.
Got me. Your healer's down.
I would like right it's like you guys are down 3 people, just die on the point, don't retreat, you just have to die on the point and stagger, don't use ultimates. No, die on the point, die on the point, die on the point, die on the point. No, I mean I say that, but at the same time you are escaping a Zarya with all your charge, so I take that back. It's really one or the other. If you aren't gonna get away down the point, but if you can get away and keep the 60 charge, that is actually better. So I'm wrong, this is the right play here.
I'm coming back.
Yeah, what's up, cute fluff? What is up, cute fluffy cats? How's it going, my man? Look at that. You get out. You don't get energy from the bubble, but it stops you from getting like hooked or whatever. So yeah, you escaped with 60 energy. That's way better than what I was saying. That's way better than dying on the point. How are you how are you getting away with these barriers? Like you bubbled so early and they still gave you like 30 energy. That's insane.
I'm gonna grab.
Oh, the long haul grab. There's no Diva, there's no Genji, and they use Sound Barrier. Okay, so you can do this. The main thing is, I probably would have waited till your team was a little closer, so they don't have like this only lasts 4 seconds, so they have to spend some of it kind of making their way to the grab. And I think you have a Pharah, so I'd want her to be in position, and I'd also want to have a bubble to bubble my Pharah as she combos. Um, the grab's not bad. You catch a couple key members, etc. My question is, will there be the follow-up? And I'm not so sure there will be.
I'm gonna grab.
Oh. Okay, your Pharah managed to make it work. So that was good. Your Pharah made it happen. So good job. You had the combo going. I think the main thing was, yeah, like I said, let your team get closer and make sure you have the barrier for your combo. And again, since it's a 6-stack, maybe you and your Pharah just know you two are gonna combo, so it's not in the comms. Like I'm gonna grab, I want to catch Mercy, Pharah combo with me. I'll save barrier for you. That's kind of the comms you would see in solo queue. But since this is a 6-stack, I think you can get away with not doing that. This bubble on Rhine is gonna be so clutch. So good. No. Oh yeah. No. You were doing such a good job ignoring the Mercy. No, go for the Roadhog. He's your target. The Roadhog is your target. Remember, Roadhog is still up, so he could get a hook on the backline here. So again, you got a poke phase barrier there. Oh, hey, look, it's a smiley face. You got a poke phase barrier there that didn't. I knew it. I literally just said it. That you saw the Roadhog. You sort of called out like, "Hey, Roadhog's still behind us." You went for the Mercy when you shouldn't have, because here's the thing about Graviton and tanks being outside of grab, and Cute Fluffy Cats mentioned this in a video too that he made, is if you grab and there's still tanks up, you can then attack the tanks and build up like an insane amount of ult charge off of the surviving tanks. So yeah, this is unfortunate here.
Get your point. Get your point.
Yeah, and then like I was saying, you use this bubble when you know Roadhog's behind, and he gets a kill on your backline.
Oh, yep.
Rip. Don't let him
Left
get
side
away. Don't let it. Oh my God, he's actually gonna get away. Please don't get away.
Hog on point. Focus him. He's low. No heals.
Okay, he died. Yes. Okay, okay. I think again that was I think that was a tad preemptive, just like a tad. Like he got hit for maybe like it looks like 50 damage or so. Um because like the poke phase is over, right? I think you're this is the thing that you told me, once the fights kind of happen, you I don't want to say panic, but you kind of I don't want to say reasoning goes out the window either, but you get antsy with your abilities, right? And one of the most important things for any player is to be cool, calm, collected, in those fights, right? So this is kind of like an antsy barrier, like we're itchy, we're like I want to be useful, I want to be useful, I want to be useful, but then you end up having a barrier that's like not useful, because this poke phase is totally over, right? Reinhardt's right here, spam is just raining in, like there is a fight that's about to happen. And you're already at 75, so you're pretty high energy, so you can really be much more selective with this barrier. Because I'm really afraid now this dude's going to charge your Ryan, and he's not going to have a barrier.
Ryan.
Oh, the target selection is just on point. Man, your DPS are coming through there. Uh-oh. Oh, God! Okay, good. Moira made it away. Wait. This is actually a tough call. Your Pharah is getting way too close to them. And then your Reinhardt got charged like at the same time. That's a tough one.
Ryan's one.
Nice. Nice.
Winston on point. He's not a hog anymore.
He was doing work as Roadhog. If I was Roadhog, I would not have switched. Okay, you guys have stabilized with a couple ults. Man, you're so close to another grab too because you've been just all over those tanks. I think if you had attacked that Roadhog sooner, at that fight before, you probably would be at like 85, 90. Not 85. That's like I'm probably like 95. Remember, so here you're being cool, calm, collected, right? There was a couple times where kind of antsy Caden would bubble this Ryan. You're like, oh, there's a Reinhardt hitting you, which this honestly wouldn't be a bad bubble, but he's also getting like healed by our mercy. So it's okay that you didn't, but I wouldn't criticize you if you did. So we're just kind of like we're really trying to get some value here. Like now is the time to bubble, right? Winston and Ryan and Farah are both all three of them are on your Reinhardt. So this is like a definite bubble, which I'm pretty sure is gonna come through here. Yep. So close. So here's a quick thing about hero switching, right? So obviously when you hero switch, you lose all your alt charge. So because the Roadhog switched to Winston, between these two main tanks, this Reinhardt it should be much higher on your target priority because the enemy Reinhardt most likely has Shatter. This Winston is not going to have Primal Rage because he just switched to Winston, but this Reinhardt has been Ryan the entire time. So if you have a choice between these two tanks, like right here, you need to be going for this one because he is the threat. He has the CC ultimate. He can Earth Shatter your whole team and turn a fight, right? It's like right here, he even gets Earth Shattered, and you're still going on the Winston. So just in general, too, if you're Reinhardt Earth Shatter some people, you really want to kill those targets because they're defenseless, right? They are totally defenseless if the Earth Shatter is successful. So this is probably the second target selection issue we had. The last one was the Roadhog. You were shooting at Mercy when Roadhog was up. But I really don't want this guy to get up and then shatter your team. That's honestly what I'm very afraid of. You're gonna get shattered. Oh, here it comes. Oh, well, maybe not.
I have grab if we can get that res. Thank you.
Ah, this is such a good graviton. Oh my god, that's so good. That is a great grab, honestly. In terms of who you caught, however, I don't know if it was good because so many people on your team were dead. Now let's go back and let's talk numbers, okay? Let's talk numbers here. We talked about target selection there. This bubble was an antsy bubble because I don't think anything was hitting you. Let's see. Am I wrong? You are at 200, so it makes I could understand why you bubbled because you can get bursted down at 200.
On our healers.
But nothing had really like hit you it a little bit. So this one's it could go either way. It could be good or it could be but we'll just leave it at that. Okay, so you're down. Soldier's dead.
Winston, he's one.
Okay, 5 versus 5. 4 versus 5.
I have grab if we can get that res.
4 versus 5. Now it's 4 versus 6. Then it's 5 versus 6. Now it's 4. Now it's 4 versus 6, right? You have lost Soldier and Moira. So 4v6. At 4 versus 3. I'm sorry, 3 versus 6. Oh man, it's such a good grab too. I don't want to take away from this grab because the placement is honestly like 900 IQ. This is a great placement, but since so many people on your team were dead, there's no fault. Like I don't think Reinhardt, an allied Reinhardt, can really like hit this. You just got resurrected, so you're low charge. Your soldier died, etc.
She's in that.
I mean, oh, your Pharah is still alive! Oh my god, how did I forget about the Pharah? Are you kidding me? No way. Oh, that's amazing!
Just Winston, he's one.
Oh, dude, that is insane. Your Pharah was still alive. That was huge. Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
That was insane. Oh man. What a PogChamp 3 versus 5 hold from the blue team. Oh my god. Like first of all, let's be a good teacher here. So first thing is I still stand by what I said, right? You guys could have lost the point and come back with a 6v6 with Grav Barrage, right? You guys had the ultimate advantage. You'd be on even numbers. You had time to spare. You could have come back with the Grav Barrage. So that's, in my opinion, that's still the right thing to do, right? Because what just happened here? That it worked this time, but that will not consistently work. Okay, that will not consistently work. 3 versus 5. Or I'm sorry, it was 3 versus 5. Really hard to turn, really hard to turn into a win. It's like a 15% chance, and that's just an arbitrary number I'm making up, but the chances are very small. So I stand by what I said, is regroup, you've got time, you've got the ult advantage. They have Mercy Ana, so they have nothing to stop your Grav Barrage, even when you do come back. So I stand by what I said. Now, on top, but I mean, did you know Pharah was alive? And be honest here, did you know your Pharah was alive?
She's in that.
Because I think if you did know she was alive, you would not have done this bubble. If you knew she was alive and you were planning to do this, like, because you said, Resmi, I have Grav, right, which is good. That's good communication. Resmi, I have Grav, so Mercy knows to res you. So you're saying you did know. Okay, so if you did know, then then this bubble should definitely have been on Pharah, 1000%. Like it's like, don't get me wrong, like it's not like this bubble is a bad bubble, but this is the better bubble for sure. Our Pharah is solid, so I just assume anytime it's been a minute or two since she's barraged that she has it. Ooh, man, you're gonna assume that one time, and you're gonna waste Graviton because you're assuming. Don't assume in a team game. Hit tab, ask your teammates, especially in a 6-stack. Don't assume. Even though you guys trust each other, etc., I would not assume. That's going to bite you in the butt someday. So yeah, this bubble's not a bad bubble, but this is the much better bubble on the Pharah. One of them came back, so it looks like it's not 5. This is the soldier. He sprinted back, but really he wasn't here for this.
Winston, he's one.
I mean, but that was still like super PogChamp. That was absolutely huge.
Nice job. Hell yeah.
Canadian questions my weird bubbles all the time.
Man.
I mean, I shouldn't question it, man. You're way better Zarya than I am.
Because All because Sai.
Our whole team looked at the Rhine. Yeah, because I forgot about the Pharah, they forgot about the Pharah, everyone forgot about the Pharah.
Yeah.
Ryan was.
It was so
shooting
dangerous
somebody
too.
else.
Yeah. I'm following Britt. Well,
That was a pretty...
well.
So look at this bubble, right? At this frame, the Pharah is not looking at the soldier, and you bubbled him, right? Remember, you want the like patience is really key with bubbles. Make sure the targets are engaged with your ally before you bubble them. Because she is shooting over here, and then you bubbled this guy. Yep, that's a feels bad. That's a rip.
Nice. Not yet. Alright, bubble for you.
Ooh, that was close.
I'm low, I'm dead.
Focusing right.
Get him. That was a good bubble. You had to do that one. Oh, was there... Okay, a little bit of... Alright, so let's talk about this beam grenade discipline here versus the Mercy. So you reloaded. So right here, you have 100 ammo. You have 50 charge. If you want to kill this Mercy, just stare at her and beam her, and then when she gets low, you can grenade melee. So let's see, 45 is 0 grenade. So your grenades are doing about like 65-ish, 65 to 70, somewhere in that ballpark. Melee is 30. So beam grenade combo is about 100. So you do some laser and then beam grenade when she's at like 75 and she'll die. But can I have grenaded her out of position to get the res? I don't think Zarya's knockback is that big. But really, what happened is if we watch this back, you start like aiming at like the ground at her feet for some reason. I think you're like thinking in your head like I'm gonna grenade her. But what you can do is just look straight at her and then like aim your cursor down at the ground to grenade. So because you like walk up. So IOStux just put a video out about like your distance to the target, how you want to keep it consistent. Like if this is your distance to the target versus like this is your distance to the target, depending on which character you play, it's easier for you to do damage and hit them. So like for Zarya, this is harder to do because as the opponent moves laterally, you have to like move your mouse more. Versus if you're this far away, it's easier to track them. So you get closer to Mercy, making it harder for you to track them. You're kind of you miss a bunch of beam right here because you got so close. I think you were specifically going for the grenade knockaway, but really you could have just killed her with your damage. Getting ready to grenade her. Yeah, you probably could have just killed her.
If we click BD Reaper, maybe I should just read her.
It was don't get me wrong. It's like it was a clever thing to do, but just like when we talk about those like OWL Zarya VODs, being fancy doesn't equate to being good. If that makes sense, right? When people try to do fancy things on, I don't know about other heroes, but like especially on Zarya, it doesn't mean it's a good thing to do.
I think we need a hit scan for the fair.
Yeah.
I can swap. That's fine.
Yo, what's up, Tuna Chew? Grenade's a finisher because it has knockback, which can make it harder to use earlier in the fight. Potentially. So when using grenade versus like small mobile targets, it also, since it has a knockback, it also messes up their aim, so it makes them harder to track you. And at you as the Zarya player, if you kind of get a feel for where your grenades are gonna land. So like for example, if I'm fighting a person, boop, and I'm grenading them here, I know in my head they're going to bounce this way, so I can get ready to track them with my beam as they move that way through the air because of the knockback. So it's not necessarily something you don't want to use in like during a fight, but one of the great uses of grenade is definitely as a finisher.
Okay. Alright, let's go. I'll go straight through.
Oh, real quick, that reminds me. So, where were we? So I was just talking about the whole like distance to the target thing. That same thing applies right here to your soldier, right? Your soldier is getting very close to the Pharah, which makes it harder for him to track her, versus if he was standing right here, her movements in the sky are a lot smaller than when he's standing like really close to her. So your soldier should not have been here. Is the gist of that.
Minute there.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Probably could have eaten that fire strike. Yeah, you took a bunch of damage here that you didn't have to. Right here, right when you see the animation, you could have self-shielded.
Bubble for you.
That was a good bubble on your Ryan.
Bubble for you.
Remember, target selection, target selection. You want to go on that Reinhardt. Oh, your Reinhardt took care of it, luckily. Oh, yeah, you got. Oh, there's a couple things here. Your Mercy flew in for the res, and then you bubbled your Moira. That was a bit of a mistake. Like right there, you saw her going for it, and Moira is self-healing right now. She's pretty safe. Yeah, this is like something over here needed to happen. I got totally lost. Yeah, you can kind of tell. Look at that, right? Just beam and you were able to. She still got the res off, but you were able to kill. I mean, you do have 10 more charge, but you didn't even use a grenade. So at that other time with Mercy, if you had, like I said, grenade and then beam. I'm sorry, beam and then grenade, then that would have been a kill. So this is like a good comparison to that other one.
I got her.
Remember target selection. Don't worry about her. Worry about these guys. You will get much more done with your 100 ammo, with your 60 charge, attacking these two than these two. Unless your aim is godlike. If your aim is godlike, then that doesn't apply to you. But I don't like my aim is not godlike, and you know yeah. There you go. Okay, we adjust.
Winston's ulting me.
Nice.
Probably didn't need that.
Winston's
Let's
ulting
see.
me.
Yep. He's full HP,
Nice.
and then this guy is not full HP, so I probably would have held this bubble a little bit.
Shifted.
Like right here, look at this fight, right? This is the better bubble, and it's like a second later. Did you get energy from your other shield? Let's actually see.
Nice.
Winston's ulting me.
Nice.
So 77, right? We didn't get any energy from that bubble.
Shift the tanks. To shift the tanks.
You can say my aim is not godlike. Yeah, I mean my aim's not godlike either.
Swing, 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 swing.
Rip.
Swing, swing.
This is the part where a grenade would come in handy.
Shift the tanks.
Your Reinhardt, your Reinhardt actually messed up too. Like you're right, so he should be swinging because enemy Reinhardt damage and enemy Winston damage both go through Reinhardt shield. So he's literally blocking 0 damage and he's just dying.
Swing, 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 swing.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He was so weak. You could have grenaded and kind of like if you had grenaded him here, you would have killed each other. Like you would have killed him and you would have killed yourself.
No heals right now.
Like yes, I say laser is amazing versus tanks, and it is. I stand by that. But grenade is also a really good finisher versus any hero. Grenade is a great finisher. Doesn't matter if they're a tank or not.
Get there if y'all can. Like we're okay on numbers.
Could have punched him and done a 360. You could have punched him. Yeah, that's true.
Got you picks.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
If your Reaper lives, that would be big because he killed both healers.
Oh!
I'm going back. I'm going back.
Yeah, that's probably the right choice. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Okay, I'm going down. Good.
I'm gonna. Here.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so we see the consequences of like kind of anti-bubbles, right? We bubble our soldier for no damage, then our Reinhardt died, and like if our Reinhardt had stayed up, maybe he could have killed their Rein with us, maybe we could have lived and like won that whole point, and it all kind of like falls back to like one Zarya bubble.
Let's go.
At least as a Zarya, reviewer, that's how I feel about Zarya. I feel like her abilities can change the course of a fight so much. That's why I'm really reserved with her abilities, right? That bubble onto soldier that didn't do anything could have turned that fight into a win if it had been sent onto Reinhardt instead. This dude is way overextended. I hope you kill him. No, he's gonna get away. Rip.
You guys in there?
Got touch point.
Alright, I think this is the first bad reload I've noticed. 84. If you're reloading because you're about to grab, that would be the only reason this reload is okay, because you want full ammo before you're grabbed. But eh, even then it's still a little questionable. Ooh, he wasted. You blocked Earth Shatter. Nice. Kudos. Again, look at this bubble, right? Not a great bubble in the midst of this fight. Like it would be such a feels bad if like one wasted bubble like this and then you lost the point and you lost the game. Let's look at numbers. I think you guys are only +1, so you still could grab. You still could grab. It's only 6 versus 5 here. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Damn it.
I think you had an opportunity to do another one of those like floating bubbles, like right here. You could have bubbled this again, like you did last time, because it would pull her in, pulls her in. Maybe Farah's low enough to get sucked in. I really hope you guys win this fight because I want to see what happens. Oh, it's over. Rip, 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 rip. Yeah, when it's 99 and you have ults at this point, it's so hard to maintain your alt economy in this situation because it's like if I don't use it, we might lose. But if we all use our alts, they might just come back and take the point away from us. But it's better to do the use all your alts because then you still have a fighting chance to win the game. Like let's say you use all your alts, but they still have to take it from you. Maybe if you guys stagger them or you outplay their ultimates or something, you can still win. But so to die at 99 1-1 with grab, that sucks. That feels bad.
Grab if you can grab.
I wanted to do it so bad. I know. You were trying to be too selective though, and you didn't really have the luxury of being that selective.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah. Oh, you got the fire. Okay.
How many ults does your team have?
Yeah.
Because I was like
Oh,
thinking, I was like, you guys definitely have Earth Shatter. Let's go back. Oh wait, no. Yeah, you have these like both CC ults. That's a feels bad for sure.
Okay. Well,
Honestly, after you guys swapped off of your Pharah, Mercy could have swapped probably.
oh.
Rip.
Yeah.
So that was still a good game. That second round was really really good. Lots of good bubbles. You know, good target selection minus those the two instances I pointed out on University. This third round, you definitely got much more antsy with your bubble. Like the pressure is on, and so we saw a couple bubble like that were just like, oh, that wasn't great, and then this bad thing happened because we had a bad bubble, and that happened like a few times. And it's not fair to like put it all on the Zarya, if that makes sense, but there is like you could see like from this bad bubble, this person on my team out of position died, then they had a numbers advantage and they took the point. Like it can all kind of be traced back to your really greedy, not even greedy, just like really bad bubbles, if that makes sense. Like the first one when the soldier died on the high ground, that could have been avoided. Well, but also to be fair, your soldier was out of position, he shouldn't have been there. Then we saw the one where you had the enemy Reinhardt really low, and you had that bubble earlier on that person across the way. That could have been avoided. And I feel like there was a third one that I'm forgetting somewhere. But anyway, so you've definitely come a long way since your first Junkertown review. That Graviton was PogChamp. Just remember to be be chill, do your best to just remember the basics. I know that you know the basics. I'm confident that you know exactly what happens, what you're doing wrong. Like when you're in this game, you're like, oh, you're sitting there like, oh, that was a bad bubble. That's bad. But the way to then turn these games into wins is when that happens in your game. Like the moment you have that first bad bubble, and I know that it's bad, you then have to like internalize that, be like, okay, this was bad for these reasons. I can fix it for the rest of this match, and then you minimize making that same mistake, and then you turn those fights into wins. But your grabs were good. Your personal shields were all pretty good. There was only like a couple. We just talked at length about your projected barriers. Your positioning was pretty good. You had that one instance on university when you were a little far forward, but you didn't get too punished for that. But otherwise, your positioning was pretty good. Target selection started out great and kind of degraded a little bit, not too much, but it did degrade a little bit, kind of going for the Mercy and the Junkrat, etc. when there were tanks around us. Your reloading has gotten much better. We only saw the one reload when you were thinking about grabbing, but I think besides that, your reloads were fine. But it's still a good game. You know, you like you said, you got that amazing PogChamp clip. So don't be, don't be too upset. You played well. Yeah, obviously there was a few mistakes, but just like I said, internalize those, and in your next game, try to reduce those mistakes. So thank you, Caden, once again for the VOD submission. Thank you for being an honor buddy. I do always appreciate seeing you in the chat. If you guys like this review, consider giving a like and subscribing. You can check out all my other YouTube guides over Overwatch League analyses, etc. on the YouTube. You can also follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. All those links are in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope this was helpful, and have a good one.